Can you imagine traveling the world on a bicycle? No plane tickets, no fancy gear for 746 days across 63 countries through more than 55,000 kilometers of mountains, deserts, forests, roads, and snow? I started in Spain at 18 years old with a dream, a cheap bike, and no idea what was ahead. And since then, I've crossed the Arctic in winter, cycled through Asia in the heat of summer, been to the Sahara, pedaled across every single country in Europe, including Iceland, Ukraine, Turkey, and all others, sleeping under the northern lights, on mountain peaks, in deserts, in forests with wolves, on deserted beaches, on snow. Anywhere the day took me with just my hammock and tent, sometimes freezing, sometimes wet, always adapting. I've been nearly hit by trucks, chased by dogs, stopped by soldiers, almost fell off cliffs, ran out of water in the desert, bombed in a war zone, almost froze to death, and even had a bear encounter, but it wasn't just the extremes. It was the people. I was hosted by over 400 locals and families and met thousands, complete strangers who opened their homes, shared food, gave kindness, expecting nothing in return. In Georgia, I went to my first wedding, invited by people I met the day before, and a month later, deep in the mountains of Kyrgyzstan, I was swept into another wedding that lasted nearly a week. In the Sahara, locals brought me deep into the desert for my birthday, baked me a cake, and we ate it under the stars. We didn't even speak the same language, but they made me feel like I belonged. Most days, I cycled over 150 kilometers with a 60-kilogram bike, waking at 7 a.m. and riding till sunset, exploring everything on the way, then finding a spot to put my tent, a forest, a beach, someone's couch, and doing it all again. In Ukraine, I volunteered during the war, helping refugees, delivering supplies, and almost getting killed in a missile airstrike. Once I rode through minus 40 degrees Celsius in the Arctic, cycling while my body was shutting down. Eyes closing, legs frozen, white fingers, and just when I thought I couldn't keep going, the sky lit up with the aurora and I felt warm, giving me enough strength to pitch my tent and sleep, and that moment changed me. That's what this journey gave me. Not just adventure, but connection. Not just challenge, but clarity. People often ask me why. Why do something so hard, so uncomfortable? Because I needed to. Because life isn't about reaching a destination. It's about fully engaging with the moment, especially the uncomfortable ones, about showing up every day and saying, I'm here, let's go. Before this, I felt lost. Like many people, I was trying to find meaning, trying to figure out where I fit in the world. This journey didn't give me all the answers, but it forced me to ask the right questions. I learned that you don't need much to feel free. Food when you're hungry, sleep when you're tired, a place to exist, even if it's just a patch of grass under the sky. I met thousands of people, experienced cultures most never will. And slowly, piece by piece, I changed. Because that's what happens when you leave everything behind and go, truly go, into the unknown. You get broken down, rebuilt, humbled, awakened, and somewhere out there in the middle of a snowfield or sweating up a 2,000-meter climb, you realize that the real journey isn't on the road, it's inside, and that's the beauty of it. I didn't just travel the world by bike. The world traveled through me, and I'll never be the same.